If you live in the county of San Diego, you know it's a special place.
This highly produced video describes SANDAG's regional transportation plan. It's one of the many media elements the agency created.
We love San Diego. We take pride in it, and justifiably so. But we also want to make it even better.
The video identifies the narrator Colleen Windsor as the director of SANDAG, but she's actually its director of communications.
I think the main objective of the media plan for the regional plan was to educate the public.
But SANDAG was doing more than just putting out information. It spent $500,000 on outside media consultants. That's on top of $1 million a year in salaries for 12 communications staff. One PR firm laid out a detailed media plan for SANDAG to follow. The message to spread: despite what environmental groups say, the $200 billion transportation blueprint balances roads and public transit spending. Emails from SANDAG staffers show they were preparing to bat down critics questioning the transportation plan on social media. Here's what communications manager David Hicks wrote in mid-September. "We will be carefully monitoring conversations that are going on via social media regarding the regional plan. We will keep our messages very positive. We won't get into extensive, negative, back-and-forth conversations." SANDAG staffer Joy DeCourt works for Windsor and Hicks. She spent 1 to 5 hours a week monitoring social media. She then sent agency employees tweets and Facebook posts that referenced SANDAG so they could weigh in on responses. Sometimes it would take days and multiple emails before a response was settled on. Here's one example. In early October, Twitter user TransitSD posted several negative things about SANDAG. Not sure how to respond to that barrage. Your thoughts on that?" Hicks wrote. "I'm not sure Twitter is the best place to respond to these," DeCourt replied. "Maybe if we took the whole day and replied to every single tweet, but they would probably all have to be cleared through legal," Hicks wrote back. Windsor says social media is another way to communicate.
If somebody's talking about the regional plan, we certainly want to jump in and let that conversation continue and inform, especially if there's misinformation.
SANDAG staff also wrote an editorial and had it published in several different community newspapers under different names.
We intentionally went after those community newspapers so we could talk to individual communities to let them know what was in the regional plan.
But most of the editorial was exactly the same in each newspaper. For example, it was published in Chula Vista's The Star News and signed by Mayor Mary Salas and a local business leader. It also ran in Voice of San Diego, the Mission Times-Courier, the Del Mar Times, and San Diego Uptown News. Each editorial was written by SANDAG staff, but signed by elected officials. Emails show SANDAG staff hoped to have City Councilman Todd Gloria sign, but he wouldn't cooperate. He's on SANDAG's board. SANDAG did use Gloria in other ways to spread its message. Emails show Gloria's staff forwarded reporters' questions to SANDAG, who wrote up answers and sent them back. Here's what Gloria's spokeswoman Katie Keach said about SANDAG's written answers to one set of questions. "They seem a bit more defensive in tone than TG needs to be, in my opinion. If you agree and TG wants written responses, I'll rework them a bit to make them more Todd-esque." TG means Todd Gloria. In response to another request, Keach wrote a comment and checked it first with SANDAG. SANDAG's Windsor wrote back, "I vetted your response and it sounds great." She made one minor correction and then wrote, "If you add that, it's good to go." SANDAG's media campaign is not unique in the world of government, says Bailing Shah. She's the director of San Diego State's School of Journalism and Media Studies.
People have a choice. They can not know what their government is doing, or they can fund the government to do the work of the people, but also inform the people about what work is being done.
But she says there's a tension between putting out information and trying to persuade the public.
Whether something is informative and whether something is persuasive oftentimes depends on one's point of view.
SANDAG's transportation plan passed unanimously. Now it's weighing whether to ask voters to pass a sales tax increase to pay for transit options. It seems likely the agency will again spend taxpayer dollars on its message. Claire Tregasser, KPBS News.